W's and L's, a weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. Second dub, since I gave a dub to the Buckeyes this time, is going to Kid Cudi and Lupe Fiasco. Because the both of them have had apparently a long-standing feud, one that has caused Lupe Fiasco to say he wanted to beat Kid Cudi's bitch ass multiple times on Twitter. And so their feud is over. And look at that. Black men can dead their beef without any kind of violence.
What is up with these random Kid Cudi beefs? Like, Kid Cudi had smoke that I never knew he had. I thought it was just Kanye. He beefing with Puffy. He beefing with Lupe Fiasco.
He beefed with Drake at one point.
What's up with him and all the over 40 rappers? What's up?
I have no idea. I don't know what it is.
He hate the over 40 club. He hates you niggas that get senior discounts. Hate y'all.
Yeah, well, he is almost over 40 himself, 39 years old. So, but yeah, it looks like they chopped it up, they pieced it up. So it's good to see black men can dead their beef without having to resort to violence. That's how I feel.
Sure.
I have to give a dub to both The Rock and millennials, because when I see millennials are thriving. They don't look dumb old because of stress. And I gave that example specifically for one reason, because it looks like Gen Z is doing the exact opposite. They're aging like milk. Let's watch this video.
Apparently, Gen Z is like aging really rapidly.
It is mainly because of the stress. Come here. We live in a time nowadays where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z. Get closer. I am Gen Z and nobody ever believes me. When my mom and I walk out in public, people think that my mom is my younger sister. Right. When I tell people, I'm going to go hang out with my family, they think I'm talking about my children. I don't have kids. Right. I'm talking about my parents. I'm still the child. Does that make sense? I'll put it to you like this. Zendaya is older than me. Tom Holland is older than me. That's, you know what I'm saying right now? There was one time I wanted an autograph from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? I was standing for hours for this autograph.
How was that
he
even
walked up to me, I said, can you please sign this poster? So he's like 20, 21, 22?
No, he said he's 26, and I think Zendaya and Tom Holland are both 27. So literally just a year older.
So he's as old as my sister, yo, but he looks like my older brother that I don't have.
Realistically, it's the beard.
He's the older brother that I don't have. I have it anyways. Yeah.
It's the beard. It's the glasses. But I mean, they're just.
Yeah, but no, it's like look at the salt and pepper.
He got some grays. He definitely got some grays in here for sure.
You're 26.
They're stressed. Social media has stressed them out.
Did you like fight in third world countries for a living or something? What the hell?
No, Gen Z is stressed out because of all the social media bullying and.
Yo,
that's it. That's got to be it.
Ain't no goddamn way. You look like a tenured professor at a state university.
He does. This man is a clear 50.
You look like the man who's coming to fix my HVAC system.
Facts. Absolutely. But it's.
You look like the guy. Remember the Flex Seal guy, the original Flex Seal guy, the one who passed away?
Yeah. Oh, what was his name? Fuck. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, though.
He had the dark hair and the goatee. That's what you look like.
Like a little bit more black version of that?
Like, if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson told me that bro was his unfamous older brother, I would believe it.
Yeah. I would
like,
too.
Yeah, this is my brother. He's not an actor or anything. Kind of does YouTube videos. He's kind of cool.
TikTok videos. He's a TikToker.
TikTok videos, yeah. I would believe it. Oh, yeah, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson is crazy. All right, let's listen.
What are y'all doing?
Let's listen to the rest of the story real
I said,
quick.
can you please sign this poster? It's for Jordan, right? He then took it and put, "Dear Jordan, your dad is a great guy. He stood out here for hours," and then gave it back to me. And before I can correct him, he looked at me and said, Times were way more difficult back when we were kids, am I right? And then he tapped my shoulder and left. Dwayne is 52.
Not the shoulder tap.
I am 26. What I'm saying is, so Gen Z definitely looks older. I'm not going to lie to you.
Gen Z is out here aging like milk.
Man, because you're not supposed to look like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Insane. That's nuts. And it's not just him. They really do out here look crazy. I don't know what it is. And the only stress that I can see,
the fast food seekers guy.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they eat terribly and they're stressed because of social media.
You said he looked like that because you know all the fast food secrets.
That's got to be what it is. All right, this one we recorded it. You had your takes. Do you want to give another take on this, or do you want to let it be on the video?
Did you get him?
I recorded the whole thing. Moving on to, this is actually kind of a toss-up, but I think I gave Chappelle a dub here. We've been talking about Katt Williams for the last couple weeks on the pod, and Chappelle has a viewpoint that I didn't even think about personally, but I thought was very interesting when I heard it. So yet another video.
And what part of the game is this? He only eats the niggas. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. And none of these white boys function like that. And Katt is one of the best painters in the game. So why are you drawing all ugly pictures of us? Stop. And Katt and hurt people, but I'm a hurt person that never hurt people. And he does it all the time. Fuck this one and fuck that one and fuck this one. But nigga, I didn't hear anything that you did wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. Katt didn't do nothing wrong.
MREC TV.
All right, MREC TV.
Black guy, Katt did this to me.
Trying to be like DJ Drama. Who is this nigga on stage with him?
I have no idea. That's a good question. Anyway. The point was that he said very little about white people. There's definitely white comedians out there who need to hear about the wrong things that they're doing. So I thought that was nuts.
I took a couple things from that. When first of all, he said, he basically parodied me when I was talking on the stream last week. Yo, what have you done? You ain't done nothing? Like nothing at all? And then on top of that, it was like he was only feeding us the stuff that you knew we were going to chew up, like all of the salacious stuff, the behind the curtain stuff. You wasn't giving it, like I asked last week, who's real? So basically, you didn't painted all of Black Hollywood as either D-suckers or got they D-sucked to get where they at. Everybody? You gonna look me square in my face and tell me that Denzel Washington had to play with a tallynackle to get his roles? Like, come on, man. Like, it had to have been somebody who brought you up. It had to have been somebody who mentored you and told you what to look for so that you were so steadfast in yourself. But Katt Williams would have you believe that he's a unicorn. And that's what all of the other stuff was, the 40 time, the being admitted to college at 9. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get it to a certain degree. My man's just selling a product, right? And I can actualize, I can see a marketing campaign but before you tell me it's there. So, like, I get that. But at the same time, I saw the trail of people who are, like, diligently, you know, kind of defending certain things and you know, falling head over heels in belief for some of the stuff that he said. And it was just like, what I got from it is this guy, is doing the same thing that he has done for years, number one. This is not the first time Katt Williams has came out and gave one of these rants about Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer, any of them niggas. This is not the first or second time. He does this. And it really cannot dawn on me enough that it usually comes with some kind of product. Oh, I'm about to star in a movie. Now, all of a sudden, I've been beefing with Kevin Hart, and I'm making appearances on what was the show? What was the shit? The shit that he had with that Kevin Hart had on BET for a while.
Real Husbands?
Yeah. Didn't Katt make appearance on that as well? Him and Mike Epps both went on there, didn't they?
I remember Mike Epps. I don't know if I remember him being on there.
Maybe I'm mistaken on Katt. But this one, the most recent one, it was, all right, here we go, Club Shay Shay, 2.5 hours, boom. internet, 20 million views. Now all of a sudden I'm going on tour with Tory Hart.
Crazy.
That's not a coincidence, man. That's absolutely not a coincidence. And if you wanted to give Tory Hart an opportunity to go on tour and to boost her up, you could have done that without invoking her husband's name. Better yet, you could have did that for Lou Nail and all them other female comedians that you had underneath you that never really popped. You know what I'm saying? That never really got to do anything. So don't ever sit up here and talk to me about Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and I'm looking in your closet, and I'm looking at the people that came up under you or didn't come up underneath you.
Mm-hmm.
It's this dissonance, Like, I'm supposed to forget that you fought a 13-year-old like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yikes.
I'm supposed to forget that. I see you strung out in a beater fighting a child, and you lost.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't see Dave Chappelle up there making jokes about that because that was probably the lowest moment Katt Williams has ever had in his life. And if Katt Williams was actually in a room with one of these dudes, with one of his contemporaries, where they got down on their knees or they let the exec get down on his knees and take advantage of them, and he just walking out telling it to the world so that he can go on tour and sell out arenas, it's nasty work. It is. It's nasty work. And again, I'm not one to say that Katt was lying because most of the people that have come out and pretty much confirmed it, other than Ricky Smiley, Jesus Christ. But it is. There's also a method to madness. You ain't no truth teller and you only telling half truths. You ain't no truth teller and you ain't telling no truth about yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's not a truth teller in merit. The rest of that stuff was just kind of like, yeah, pay attention to me because I got something coming, is what it felt like. And I see where Dave is coming from. Like, yo, what part of the game is that? Like, you can promote, even start a fake beef. Mike S was like, man, you should have dropped my name. You should have said something about me. I don't even think niggas would be mad about it. But it was the fact that, like, so much of it was it was kind of like a tabloid almost. Right? Like, you didn't end up in these situations to see all of this just by happenstance, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You didn't just get here just because you was lucky. You ain't stumble into a room and see all of this stuff. You have relationships with all these people. And I find it very hard to believe that you've caught all these people in these intimate moments and they've never caught you in one. Because I've caught you in an intimate moment and I've never met Katt Williams a day in my life. I've caught you in several intimate moments, and I've never met Katt Williams a day in my life. So you expect me to know that a person, a grown man, a Hollywood star that you saw suck a penis has never seen you do anything? Nothing. He would even have you around him to have the opportunity to see something like that, and he's never seen anything from you, and yet I don't hear comedians other than Faison Love, Fat Faison.
Fat Faison liar.
Yeah, Fat Faison liar. I don't hear people coming out talking about you doing drugs or anything like that or having to do certain things to get ahead. Ain't nobody hitting you like that.
Yeah. That's a fact.
So, I don't know. I identify with Chappelle's take. The interesting thing was people still trying to throw a smokescreen for Katt. It's like, oh, well, he did mention Joe Rogan. Man, he didn't give you nothing about Joe Rogan that you didn't already know.
The Joe Rogan smoke wasn't anywhere near the Cedric the Entertainer or even like the Jonathan Major smoke.
Yeah, the Epstein, the Weinstein stuff. Like, fam, there is nothing Katt Williams is going to be able to tell you about those three white guys that you don't already know.
Yeah.
Nothing that he didn't say. What, Joe Rogan's underlings aren't funny?
I think we know that.
Maybe let's talk about Joe Rogan's influence at Spotify and how that affects other brands underneath Joe Rogan at Spotify.
Right.
Maybe talk about something like that. Is Joe Rogan involved in any bullying tactics to make sure that young budding podcasts aren't being seen? Is he trying to stomp out young black podcast talent in the industry?
Could be.
Tell me some shit like that, because that's the type of energy you have for your contemporaries.
Yeah. Yeah,
And don't
keep that same
forget,
energy.
all the while all this shit is going on, I'm the truth. I'm the realest, and I ain't never did nothing. I ain't never put nothing in my mouth. Put nothing in nobody else's.
I'm just calling out every other black person for doing that same thing. Or putting on a dress.
He just sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds too good to be true.
Agreed. All right. I'm giving an L to the situation that we discussed, I think maybe a week or two before you went on break. And it's the situation with Snoop Dogg, where basically he said he was going to give up smoking. And then it turned out he was just talking about a smokeless grill. Remember that?
I think we called that. We said it was going to be some sort of like smokeless product or some shit like that.
We did. And from your recollection, seemed that whole thing got a little bit of hype. Probably worth the advertising dollars that they gave to him. You would probably agree with that? At least from the standpoint.
No, I heard it bomb.
It did bomb. So bad.
Yeah, I heard it bomb.
So bad that the CEO has changed since that time. They got rid of that CEO. That's crazy.
Yo, man, that's
they
crazy.
Fired their
that
CEO.
Is insane. I don't even think that happened to well, no. Well, it had to because the company went belly up. What was that? The phone streaming service that Kevin Hart was trying to help get off the ground. He made a movie for him.
Quibi.
Video shit. Quibi, yes.
That is Quibi for sure.
Damn. That was probably the last time we seen a bigger flop than that.
Well,
imagine paying Snoop Dogg the millions you must have paid him only to get 5.
I wonder if it tells you in here how much it was. No. Damn. It was a lot. For Snoop?
Let you shit with Snoop Dogg? Is that what that says?
No, this is
Oh, that's the actual post.
This is the actual post. Yeah. I don't know. I would love to know how much they paid him. It's Snoop Dogg, so it must have been something.
I thought it was a clever little scheme. I think not our viewership, not our chat. I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. But the majority of the internet is definitely gullible enough to have hopped on this because they absolutely did. Now, I think you have to have a more direct-to-sale approach in how you are now getting these in front of people, because I didn't really understand now how are these already sitting in a Walmart? Are they sitting in a Lowe's somewhere? Can I go get them? I got to get them off Amazon. Can I only buy them off of your site? Like, I think maybe a multi-platform approach instead of trying to put it. Then they put it around the national championship or something like that, or it was the Rose Bowl.
It was one of those.
When did that commercial come out?
Yeah, it was something
one of the
big.
Big football. Instead of trying to focus it like a Super Bowl commercial, you kind of blitz all platforms with it, and you start telling people how they can get it, right, as you're revealing what it is you're actually selling. The commercial kind of felt like it leaned too heavy on Snoop just to sell the product. And it was like, well, what the hell did he know about fireplaces? And what is this thing?
Facts. Yeah, I'm not paying $249.
Fire without smoke. That sounds weird.
I'm not paying, $2.99 is the actual price of it, and they're giving me a $50 savings. I'm not paying that for the smokeless, though.
Would I pay $250 for a smokeless fire pit? Maybe, I guess.
I wouldn't.
I don't know.
Just give me a regular stove, fam. I'm good. I'll take the smoke.
Is it an environmental thing, too? Like,
Seems
it
like it
may
is.
be an environmental thing, but if that's how you're going to market it, you got to sell this all. You're doing, it's too consumerist to apply to the lefties that you would need to attract for something like this if it's a environmental thing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
Agreed. Fired your whole CEO. Like, no, this is such a bad idea. You got to go, fam. You're out. All right. So, giving yet another L to a certain hip-hop fan. Before I get into it, I think there is a certain art to making it rain when it comes to throwing your dollars out there. Now, I don't know that art very well. I don't have that much money. I don't make it rain. I'm just saying I think there is a certain art to doing it. And there is a perfect example of this in this video here of Rich the Kid throwing money and not doing it very well until Takeoff had to show him how to do it properly. Look at him throwing these dollars. He's throwing them in people's face. Like, why is he throwing it like that? Takeoff was like, look, take the band off and then throw it up. And he's still throwing it wrong, but there's an art. There's an art to making it rain. That's all I'm saying. Some people can do it, some people can't.
Imagine getting hit with that in the face until you realize it's a stack of $100. And you be like, oh, okay, bet. Or it's 1,000 singles. It's like, oh, bet. Shit. Cool. I'll take a sock in the eye for this wad.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Because some people, like I said, can do it and some people can't. There's just a rule and there's an art to it. There's a fan who threw cash at Rick Ross, and Rick Ross decided to respond right then on stage. Let's watch this video. Now, first of all, goofy dancing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing after he threw that cash, but let's examine the way he threw that cash. Oh shit. There wasn't that much money. He just kind of threw it flimsy. And you're throwing it at Rick Ross, fam. Rick Ross is not a stripper. I don't think anybody wants to see Rick Ross strip. So don't be throwing cash at the boss like that. But Rick Ross, like I said, decided to respond on stage. Look at him just staring him down. Just throw the cash right in his fucking face. Get the fuck out of here. Now let me throw my dollars out. He definitely picked up $1. I'm sure he picked up $1 when nobody was looking.
He's playing it.
He absolutely had to. If
I'm about to go back to the bar and buy another $14 beer.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. And then after this video,
reimbursement on this ticket. I know I paid $200 to stand up on the floor. This nigga was an hour late. Give me some of my money back, man.
He picked up some of his money and some of Ross's money. And he probably,
shit.
That's an investment. That's an investment for sure.
I swear all them dollars not going back to him. Because you know the security going to come try to sweep it up. He threw that shit once they turned the lights out, hey, give me that. Yeah, bring that shit back here.
Facts. Absolutely. And Chill said, and then after this video, Ross arrested him. Bro, he not a cop no more, bro. Chill out. Relax. Let the boss be the boss.
Not no more?
No, not no more.
Damn. I feel like that is the greatest switch of, like, rap history. You was a CO, my nigga. Like, come on,
Facts. Man. And now you rap about selling drugs.
Was a CO. And then the whole, I was using that, the moon patch through the fam. That's a felony. You go to jail for, like, in most places. I know Florida is real bad. A lot of places you can go to jail for life for that, for smuggling shit into a prison.
Oh, yeah.
In no way you just openly admitting that if there's any evidence that you ever did some shit like that.
Facts.
The fact that this man was able to adopt somebody else's persona and just totally beat the fact that he was a officer, like a diet police officer, is nuts to me. It's nuts. And he be out here bullying people too. Don't let a diet police officer bully y'all on the regular because he got money.
Because he the boss.
Officer Ross. That's crazy.
Keita said that's Ush bucks. That's Usher money. Oh, man.
Hey, yo, going to the strip club with Ush bucks was another. That was from what, 2022?
I think that was 2021.
That was a minute. Yeah,
that was
a moment. That's a moment. Going to a strip club with your own face on the money. That's confidence.
Facts. So we just talked about college football, and I'm going to be honest with you. I will be super excited for the NFL to end pretty soon. I know the Super Bowl is coming up, and there's only one reason why I even care about this. Oh, I didn't click the video yet. I am
joined with
tired
all of,
of seeing Taylor Swift
celebratory swag surf
and I'm tired of seeing her swag surf.
The Miami Dolphins.
I'm not even gonna show the video. Fuck the video. I don't want to see her swag surf. I don't want to see her doing anything in the stadium, and I don't even watch the NFL. And I'm constantly seeing clips and shit of this bullshit. I'm done with it. Totally done with it.
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. I won't say who. Where a comparison was made.
Uh-oh.
Between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay. No. Not even close. Not even close.
Like, I just don't even know what to do with this at this point. Now, I'm not that invested in Travis Kelce. He's a fellow Ohioan, so I rock with him
Absolutely.
in that regard. But I'm not that invested to where like I'm gonna be upset that he's dating her. But I, for one, don't think that a tiger changes its stripes. And Taylor Swift's Golden Goose, her Chamber of Secrets, her little notebook, her golden book, right? Her A1 content well is her relationships.
Yes.
We don't get Grammy Taylor without several breakups.
For
It
sure.
doesn't happen. I don't think a tiger changes his stripes. I think if you ever plan on hearing Taylor Swift's music ever again, this relationship was doomed before it started. That's
So
how I feel. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not hating on no Chiefs fans. I'm not wishing no bad juju on y'all. Y'all go in and do what y'all got to do. I am just telling you that she has been able to skirt the Kardashian-like reputation for reasons that we won't get into. I don't need to start that tonight. I ain't trying to put. That's not where I'm trying to put my energy. But y'all know why.
She is as
But
white
she's
as
been
my
able to have a
light mode
similar
background
type
right
of
now.
run
That's why.
She's been able to have a similar type of run with celebrity men and just beat all the allegations, apparently. Where other women have not. I just don't think that, it's Travis Kelce now. It's a football player, so there's no reason to break up with him and make a Grammy-winning album and shoot myself into the further stratosphere and pop music history. Why would I do that?
So what you're saying is Travis Kelce is going to be the impetus for Taylor Swift's Lemonade.
I'm calling it now. Book it. Put it down. Today, January 22nd, 2024 at 10:17 p.m. I called it. I called it.
We'll see.
When she make the album and then she put out another movie for the tour, when she gonna make the album, then the tour, then the movie for the tour, then the extended uncut director's cut of the tour movie, she gonna make $1 billion off this relationship, man.
Oh, agreed. Easily.
She gonna turn Travis Kelce into Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born and make $1 billion off this joint.
Easily. You know what? If I was the Kansas City Chiefs, are we not rolling out a number 1 jersey with Swift on the back?
Oh, that's gross. That is gross.
That jersey is selling. That jersey is selling.
Some things don't need to sell. Some things that will sell don't need it.
Well, I'm not in the Kansas City organization, so I don't got to worry about that. But if I was, anyway, I got to give an L to a certain situation. I'm a huge sneakerhead, right? I've never done anything crazy to have to buy my sneakers. Never had to put the drip on a payment plan. Never had to sell my belongings to get a new pair of sneakers or anything crazy like that. If the sneakers weren't meant to be, the sneakers weren't meant to be. That's my rule to it, right? So you can imagine my disbelief when I saw that Rent-A-Center is leasing a pair of Jordans for $19.99 a week, bringing the total amount to $1,049.97 after the 53 payments.
Not what some fucking shoes cost.
These aren't even that good.
How is this any different from payday loaning? Like, how is this any different than payday loaning? And except for a direct cash advance, I'm giving you a product. It's the same business model. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to charge you 400% interest. And when you can't pay it, the only option will be to buy it out, in which you will pay 500% or 1,000 sometimes.
Yeah, no.
I think the buyout on this. Can you see the buyout on there? What's the yearly
$375.
buyout on
Well, it says $629.98, and then they scratched it out and put $375.
Yeah, that's the cash price. I'm saying if they end up, so let's say it's 400% interest and the balance is due in 6 months. You don't pay in 6 months. So So now you refinance it. They add another 6 months onto it. You still can't pay it off. It has a limit.
You're talking about the total
It has
amount.
a max out limit. The total.
Yeah,
It's
that's
something
the
like $3,000 to $5,000, something like that.
no.
Or
That's the $1,049.97.
1,000. Okay, my bad.
Now, first of all, the 375.
Yeah.
That is
53 payments. 53 payments of $20
crazy. Crazy. These prices are all wrong.
for some shoes.
These prices are all wrong. But the $1,000 is
Somebody
nuts.
ever shows up to the high school, if Rent-A-Center ever shows up to the high school to take your shoes, you have to move. You have to
Agreed.
move.
Agreed.
Is Ladarius in here? Ladarius, you have the Jordan 4s on?
Ladarius is crazy.
Yes, son, I need you to bring them back. Your mom missed the payment. Do you have $19.99? No? Okay, take the shoes off. Take them off. Take them off. Yeah, you might as well let him take you. Throw you in the back of the truck and take you on to the store too. You got to go. You can't stay there no more.
Putting the drip on a payment plan is nasty. Even if it's like
It's also
Klarna.
predatory.
No, very, very predatory. But even if it's like 0% on Klarna, that's still, you can't afford the shoes. Just let it be. Crazy. I don't understand it. All
And
right.
then to end up paying more for something that you couldn't afford at the regular price, just so that you can pay it off in little bits, it's antithetical to any type of financial literacy, and the fact that they are allowed to do it is crazy.
Agreed. So moral of the story, do not put the drip on a payment plan. That's all I'm saying. All right, I got one more L and then a toss up.
Or burn down the Rent-A-Centers the next time that you riot.
That is also a good
kidding.
moral of the story.
Just kidding.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Okay, speaking of putting things on a payment plan or subscription, I guess, video game company Ubisoft thinks that we should be comfortable with not owning our games, meaning that we should get used to paying subscriptions to the games that we want to own. They got so much backlash that their stock is dropping.
Yeah, I was about to say, you should get comfortable with not existing.
1,000%.
Okay.
You're high
Yeah.
if you think.
People are just fond of subscribing to a service indefinitely without any ownership. That's definitely where we want to go as a society, right? It's definitely where things are trending. Let's just infinitely rent everything in our lives.
No.
No, but that's what they want us to do, fam. Like, think about it. Have you ever seen so many videos about small houses and RV living and minimalist living just in general, like as the ideal way to go about life, even if you are in a comfortable financial situation? I believe it is a sign of companies who stand to benefit on the scarcity of certain resources such as housing or funding for housing or land, and convincing people now of a new normalcy that will eventually move into between the housing crisis that we have going on, the homeless crisis, the AI wave that is sure to make another hit to the employment market. All of that is going to lead to people living differently.
Sure.
Closer and closer to what you consider homelessness today. So to the point where staying in a 500 square foot apartment is going to be somewhat of a luxury for some people. It already is in New York. It already is in New York.
Yeah.
If you don't think that that's spreading to other cities in the Midwest and the South, in the Southeast and the Northeast, or the Northwest, it's coming for all those cities. Seattle, Los Angeles, even Midwestern states ain't standing up to it. Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Milwaukee,
Columbus,
St. Louis. You know what I mean? So they're trying. It's almost like corporations know, because they know where the money is going. You watch the money, you usually know what's going to happen. And as they're watching it, they're understanding that minimalist is going to become more of a social norm because of scarcity, because of lack of resources.
For sure.
and low wages, stagnant wages. There's going to be a lot of scarcity out here. And with scarcity comes panic. And with panic comes violence. So in some kind of sick way, they feel like they're doing you some good, convincing you to live out of your fucking car.
Hate it. Definitely hate it.
I don't want to not own the shit that I buy from you for $70 a pop.
Well, we're paying $70 a pop for it, but I'm not paying $10 a month or $10 a week for my video game. Or $70 and then like a continuation for all the DLC that's going to come out or some stupid shit like that.
But what would make you think that this is a viable market given how streaming is going right now? Like, think about how the video game market pales in comparison to the TV and film industry, right? In terms of just sheer volume of what they are able to produce and what they are able to bring in revenue-wise. To the various different companies that produce at a very high level, it still pales in comparison to what you can do with a film budget or even just a steady television sitcom, because the market is much bigger and the longevity is much longer.
Yep.
But even given that, why would you look and see what's happening with streaming currently and say, you know what, we can do that too? Let's just force everybody to rent from us infinitely on services that we are not currently dominating. Who the fuck is Ubisoft to tell people to rent from them forever? What kind of market control do you have to dictate that?
Not a very good one.
None.
I can't think of a lot going on with Ubisoft. I know they got this Prince of Persia game that just came out.
If Activision comes out here, if Activision is like, hey, yo, we're thinking about moving to subscription-only, purchases for our games, that carries some weight. They're like, hey, yo, hold on, wait, man. What the fuck is going on? What are they talking about? What are we doing here? If EA come out tomorrow and be like, yeah, we're leaning towards subscription only and not even owning the download, it's something that you have to renew monthly, heads will turn. Who is Ubisoft?
I got nothing. Dece Diesel says several big publishers been pushing live service heavy since last gen. More and more gamers say hail to the gnaw. Then he said they want to.
I believe it.
They want to adapt the mobile game model into all AAA games, which that's what this is.
And see, the thing is that for every God of War Ragnarok, for every Hogwarts Legacy, there are 10 more games that come out for that publisher in a year that get nowhere near that if it makes money at all. So really what you're doing with those bigger titles is covering up inadequacies from the entire calendar just to have one hit and claim that you're a success. You're dealing with an extremely small margin, even though it looks like you're not. It looks like you're clearing the bar far and away because the one title is carrying you so sufficiently.
Facts.
Right? Like Rockstar Games gets to survive off of one game a decade. Okay? They miss on one of them games, next decade they may not be leading the genre. They may not be leading the pack.
Sure.
Because it's one game a decade that they're giving you.
For sure.
Y'all cannot play around like this. Y'all have 2 years like Netflix or HBO Max had in between 2021 and 2023. You're done.
It's a wrap.
Done. There is no more Activision games. It's over. It's over.
It's a wrap for sure. Chillmonger really wants me to say Taylor Swift will call the song From End Zone to Friend Zone. He really wanted me to say that. Just throwing that out there. Shout out to Black Art 360. Had smoke for Ubisoft since the scrapped OG Prince of Persia for Assassin's Creed and gave up on Splinter Cell.
I remember Prince of Persia. They made a movie out of that. Jake Gyllenhaal was in it.
They just made a new Prince of Persia game. It just came out. Just came out, I think, last week.
Interesting.
All right, my
I can
toss
see
up.
why the clash though.
Yeah.
Of titles. Very similar.
Yep. All right, toss up time. So it has been announced that Swishahouse, or I guess these three specifically, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, and Mike Jones, are doing a still tipping tour. And I saw the video where they announced it. They were all wearing their, Texans gear because they were still in the playoffs at the time. And it reminded me of the fact that Paul Wall here is going through a little bit of a slight rebrand. Bro is looking like, his Silver Fox days. I don't know what's going on.
He's not going through a rebrand. He's a
Slight-
white man. He's always been a white man.
Yeah, but his haircut.
He's just getting old.
At least the haircut.
So now he looks like a white man.
At least the haircut.
Like,
he's got the
always
part.
Been a white man. Fam,
First of all,
that's how his daddy looked. That's how his granddaddy looked. That's how his great granddaddy looked. He was always gonna look like that.
No, the part with the grill is nuts.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to tell you, the grills is the best, the blackest thing you're gonna get out of him until now until the end.
Not his raps
His
and his wife.
kicking in. His rap and his wife. But other than that, his genetics have kicked in, and he is who he is.
I didn't think I'd see the day where
But
Paul
my
Wall.
other question is, I had another question about this tour.
Go ahead.
Is Slim Thug bringing his cousin?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good question.
Bringing your cousin wife on the tour, Slim? Is she coming? Also, when y'all do drive slow in Chicago, y'all gonna bring Kanye out?
No, not happening.
You know they're gonna
happening.
do drive slow, and if they come to Chicago, you gotta. How you gonna do drive slow in Chicago without Ye?
That might happen,
Homie Molly,
but
Day,
only in Chicago.
79th of May. One of my best friends from back in the day, down the street from Calumet, the School for the Stones, nicknamed me K-Rock, said, leave me alone. Bull's jacket with his hat broke way off. He walked around the mall with his radio face off. Come on, man. Just for Chicago, then y'all can put him back in the box.
This is not that same Paul Wall. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's the same Paul Wall. It's Paul Wall, baby.
This is Paul Wall's accountant. This is not Paul Wall.
A young Houston hard hitter, all about the Skrilla, riding some candy coated, crawling like a caterpillar. That's Paul Wall.
Not this guy.
Wall.
This is Tim. This is Tim Allen from Home Improvement. This is not Paul Wall.
I'm looking for them hoes, baby. What it do?
I'm just saying. I just thought that was very interesting. The fact that he's got the part now. He's making dad jokes on tour now. Like it's a completely different life.
I'm trying to tell you that is who Paul Wall has always been, and was always going to become.
Now, you're right. He was always going to become this. He was always going to become this. I'm still just not ready for it. That's all I'm saying. And on that note, is Slim Thug dyeing his hair? Because why doesn't he have no grays here? But his shit is full of gray.
He definitely had grays when he was talking shit earlier, and we found out that he had a sister wife or a cousin wife.
So then he's dyeing this.
Gotta be.
I think so. Anyway.
I seen somebody else dyeing their facial hair earlier this week, and I couldn't remember who it was. I was a little disappointed. I was like, man, I've seen you gray, fam. I know what it really looked like up underneath there.
Damn.
Who was it?
Steve Harvey.
It wasn't Steve. It was a sportscaster, I feel like. And it was kind of obvious, too.
Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose?
Was it Jalen?
It's usually
no,
Jalen Rose.
No, Jalen ain't been on shit. He got fired.
Oh, yeah, he did. You're right. Well, no, Jalen Rose has been doing some kind of weird press tour with Chris Webber, doing something.
Good for them.
I don't know what they're doing, but
good to see the Fab Five back together.
Gross.
They was there to watch the Michigan basketball team, as sorry as they've been this season, beat Ohio State. So
Yo, I completely forgot. Hold on.
We're still doing that.
I just want to give a quick L, one last L to I'm not even gonna look it up, fuck it. To Caitlin Clark. Cause fuck her. She definitely ran into that girl.
Well, she didn't run into her. Like the girl was running directly at her.
The girl dodged her.
Kind of extend herself out. No, the hell she did.
She dodged her. Or she tried to dodge her.
I don't think she meant to hit her, and she definitely helped initiate the contact, but she hit
that too. But that girl tried to dodge her. Let's see if we can find a slow motion.
Well, in any case, should you be sprinting directly onto the basketball field seconds? Like, at least give them time to get off the court.
Sure.
Or you be more cognizant of her since you're entering a place you technically not supposed to be.
Sure. That's fair. Where is I need a good
Like I should at
slow
least
mo
have
shot of
enough
this.
time to get.
Cause she nah, bro. I'm not she tried to dodge her when she saw her
It was a
coming.
little bit exaggerated. It was a little bit exaggerated, but she did hit her.
Caitlin dumbass Clark.
That's
She just cause she's salty because she lost to the Buckeyes. It is what it is. I've seen it before. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good video right there. She tried to dodge her.
She tried, and she still hits her though, Josh.
She hit her. No, she hit her.
Also,
but she tried to get out of her
she hit
way.
her,
And then
sure.
Caitlin Clark clearly.
Well, no, look. Caitlin Clark is in a dead sprint going opposite of the way that this girl is going. So if Caitlin Clark is trying to turn away from her at the last minute, that's what you're seeing. She's trying to turn. She's trying not to hit the girl because she's running.
Right.
And all of a sudden she sees this lunatic coming across her face.
But then that's when she extended because she knew she wasn't going to get maximum impact.
No, look.
And then flopped.
Caitlin sees her and tries to move out of the way. The other girl don't see her at all and keeps going the same path. That's why
No, she dodged a little bit.
The fuck she does? She's not even looking at her, Josh. She doesn't see her.
She right here, you can see her sidestep.
She's not even looking at her.
She's sidestepping here.
She's not looking at her. She got knocked.
She's not, but she's
something.
sidestepping her. She knows she's coming.
No, she's not sidestepping her. Her knees are knocked. She got knocked knees.
She got
That's
knocked
why she's
knees.
running like
Nuts.
that.
She's like,
Look at her knees all
excuse
close
me.
together. Her knees, she got knocked knees. Look at them.
Look, man, the girl can ball, but she is trash. She's a trash human being. She's a sore loser.
I'm not co-signing that. Caitlin is the female Grayson Allen. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Facts.
Get
Cosign.
out of here.
Cosign.
If Caitlin Clark get into the league and she breaks Skylar Diggins' nose or she trips up Candace Parker and twists her ankle or some shit like that, then I'll give it to you. Until then, Grayson Allen stays in a class of his own.
Fair. All right, I'll give you that. I will give you that. All right, yeah, that's all I had though.
The textbook flop. It was a flop. She exaggerated a bit, but it was enough of a contact for it to be a problem in anyway. Like, come on, man, let me get off the field. Like, you see me. You should be looking out for me.
Anyway, it is on you. I guess I'm just gonna have to keep this open.
I did want to talk about the Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler reunion that nobody asked for. I'm going to give it an L. I'm going to give it an L. And the reason why I'm going to give it an L is because for one of the parties involved in this feels like regression. It feels like you kind of started to curate your own career behind the camera. You're curating your own franchise now with Creed, away from Ryan. And everything that has built your career to this point has been on his pen. So now while you've taken a step away from that and establishing yourself in Hollywood outside of his work, this feels like a regression. This feels like, okay, same song and dance. And then on the other side, hey, listen, with the most possible love as I can give it, I just don't think he can do anything else, y'all. He's had, what, has it been 2 years since Black Panther now? It's 2024.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2 years.
Year and a half.
Now, since Black Panther 3 to spearhead a new project. We heard something about Bitterroot with Regina King or whatever. She's even back acting now, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're right back to making another surprise movie with Michael B. Jordan. It's not a surprise, man. It's not a surprise. It is more of the same. It is everything that is notable in your film career. Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, Creed. And now, after that, when you're supposed to be now an established director in Hollywood, somebody with a name and a reputation that would be able to survive devoid of your BFF, Michael B. Jordan, you choose to spearhead him? Like, damn. If you ain't swam by now, you're never going to swim. If you're not swimming on your own now, you're never going to swim. And I can't say that about Michael B. Jordan because he's already done it on his own. He's already doing his own thing. It feels like a favor to you, which is crazy to think because of the head start that you had on this man.
You know what?
What else is this man going to offer as a storyteller ever without the crutch of the only actor he seems to be able to use in Hollywood?
You know what that reminds me of is how Martin Scorsese will work with a certain actor for a few films like De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, but Coogler has yet to do it.
That's my knock on Scorsese as well. That's my knock on Scorsese is that he has to lean on those quintessential Italian archetype characters.
Sure.
Even in 2020, when did The Irishman come out? 2022.
Yeah.
When Robert De Niro is nearing 80 years old, he still can't make a movie without the man. That's worth a damn.
But even then,
without him or Leo, if it ain't him or Leo, he's not making a goddamn movie.
But even then, at least he's done it with two different people. Coogler still is going back to Michael B. Jordan. Bring a new actor into it. Bring a new black actor into it.
Michael B. Jordan is his muse. Unfortunately, he can't write shit else but Oscar Grant.
Creed.
What's that boy's name? Eric Killmonger.
Creed.
Adonis Creed. It's the same archetype over and over and over. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler's secret movie is about vampires. Let me guess. He got a dead fucking parent. It's the same archetype over and over and over and over. And Michael, I got a new role for you. Okay, all right, Ryan, but is it something different? Because, like, I really don't want to do... No, man, I swear, man, it's something different. Are you sure, man? Because I feel like I did the last 3 with you, and they were all kind of the same guy. No, man, it's something different. It's about vampires. Okay, cool, that's interesting. All right, bet. So the vampire eats your mom. Oh, my God.
Yo, having a vampire movie, vampires are the undead, having the vampire father be killed is nuts.
He's going to be the only vampire in the clan with a dead parent. And he'll be forced to overcome it to be the top vampire.
That is crazy.
At which point, he will be killed and replaced by his little sister vampire.
That would be nuts.
Like, it's fam. Walk on your own. Stand up. Stand up. Do your own thing. This is Philly. It's very much so Gunna and Little Baby. Very much so Gunna and Little Baby.
Well,
like, Jesus Christ, man. Walk on your own.
Gunna been coming out with some hits, though.
Fuck Gunna.
Gunna came out with Pushin' P. Then he came out with Fuck You Mean.
Pushin' P came out before he was a P-U-S-S-Y.
Sure. But he still came out with that and then Fuck You Mean.
I mean,
Coogler can do it.
If they can continue to drone us with Fuck You Mean on the radio for another 6 months, then they'll get 1 million streams. But
thank God I don't have to listen to the radio anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
only time I hear it.
Fair enough. All right, what's next?
All right. Well, yeah, that's enough for Michael B. and Ryan Coogler. Oh, so for my NFL fans in chat, this is another L. Did you happen to catch the Ravens game this weekend where there was a viral fan who was caught in the stands who looked exactly, and I mean exactly, like I have a dream,
The Texans offense, they got to get to work.
I have a dream that one day Black Ravens
The
fans
Texans
will be able
offense.
to sit with white Ravens fans in harmony and watch a running black quarterback go to the Super Bowl. I have a dream that one day a brother will be standing in the stands that looks just like me with a white wife and white children, biracial children.
She's biracial.
Which is none of my business, man. You love who you love, you do what you do. But what I did find interesting is that, do y'all recall Bernice King, Martin Luther King, and Coretta Scott King's surviving daughter coming out and having an issue with Jonathan Majors invoking his mother's name and making light of it, just in time for her to promote her book that she was writing on her mother? Anybody recall that? How it was just so disrespectful for him to even utter his mother's name in comparison to that white woman.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see her response to the viral moment of her Vanilla Swirl daddy lookalike?
First of all, I'm not playing this clip anymore because these dudes is wilding back here. I don't know what they got
you
going
don't
on.
have to. Bernice King's response to Homeboy, oh, it was just in good fun. It's great. Viral moment. Why not?
But Jonathan Majors, hell no.
Your daddy, when we're memeing your daddy for a random NFL fan, we all good. Fair game.
Yep.
Please buy my book. But if we're invoking your mother's name in a way of, sending virtue into what it is I would want in a partner, above reproach, you should have never done that. And how dare he also buy my book?
Yeah.
Oh.
Duh.
Nasty work on your parents' grave, boy. That's something. That's gross.
Very gross, but
Gross time.
right.
Moving on from the MLK fan. Oh, yes. So, I do want to apologize because we are not ones to leave work incomplete or to dip out on assignments. And you know that we are avid power watchers. And we have really been lacking on this season, the current season of Raising Kanan.
I've only watched one episode.
So, in lieu of that, just want to give you a taste of some of my thoughts, not necessarily on the season. We'll have to say that for something else. But I did find this beauty of a tweet comparing Kanan and Tariq. And it kind of got me thinking about the video we made a long time ago about Tariq and Franklin Saint and what comparisons they had together. I just wanted to review some of the things that they thought were similar between Tariq and Kanan and give my thoughts. The more I watch Raising Kanan, this is, hold on, let's shout them out. Just another Ambervert, that damn Brooke, shout out to you. The more I watch Raising Kanan, I see so many parallels between Tariq and Kanan. Oh, really? Do tell. Both of them had drug-dealing parents who tried to keep them out of the game. Let's pause right there. Ambervert. First of all, if Rock tried to keep Kanan out of the drug game, she didn't do it very hard when she brought him back from Virginia and started him cutting up coke in a drug house.
True.
Wasn't doing a very good job setting him up with Marvin to teach him how to set up spots and make plays and clock the police. Wasn't doing a very good job when she set up his father to be shot by him, giving him specific instructions on how to kill somebody. If that's trying to keep somebody out the game, goddamn. But I will grant you, they both had drug-dealing parents that lied to them. That would be the more distinct, connection between Tariq and Kanan.
Lied to them to keep them out of the game.
Right. I would say one parent worked a little bit harder to keep their child out of the game.
For sure.
Than the other, for sure. But I digress. Another one. Both of them resent their parent for lying to them. That's a fact. That's the number one. Although most of the stuff that Ghost lied to Tariq about was his fucking business, and you should never be discussing with your child anyways. Why would I ever tell you the truth about my extramarital relationships? And I'm sorry, not even extramarital, because I left Tasha to go be with old girl. And why should I have to explain that to you? You will know when the time comes and me and your mom split up for good. Beyond that, it ain't your business, fam. You know what is your business? this nigga that you just sent me the shot is my dad. That's my business. You got to tell me that. You got to let me know. Like, you have to tell me. You have to tell me. You know what else is my business? You made my uncle kill my best friend. That's my business. Like, you probably shouldn't lie to me about that. Most of the shit that Tariq was getting lied to about from Ghost didn't have nothing to do with him at all, and he shouldn't have been dealing with it in the first place.
No, facts.
They really did the Tariq character a disservice by not more staunchly reinforcing the motivation behind his criminal lifestyle. It just always came off as spoiled and reactionary, which would more likely have led to him being dead by now. And that's what makes, Power Ghost a little bit less believable than the rest of the shows. But and then the last point that was made here, they both started their own secret operation despite their parents. That's loose. So did Braden.
Pretty loose.
Braden Kanan. Is Braden Kanan?
No.
Light skin, Tariq's ex-girlfriend now.
Effie?
Is Effie, Tariq, and Kanan as well?
No.
Like basically anybody who had a piece of the game could be explained with that.
Sure. Sure.
The moral of the story is, if you like Kanan, good on you. He's a good plot piece, and he is a good character to show development through multiple eras. I would say you have good taste in TV. If you like Tariq as a character, you chew on tires.
Yo, not too much on Tariq, bro. He has redeemed himself as a character.
Thank you, Just Another Ambivert, for the tweet and the content. I appreciate it. All right, I think this is going to be my last one. Oh, no. I got two more. So, my first one is going to go out to the NCAA. This is a dub. Because they're just the gift that keeps on giving. They are the gift that keeps on giving. All season long, prior to the playoffs starting, I'll say, what was the conversation about Michigan football?
Cheaters. No good, rotten cheaters.
They're cheating! They're cheating! They've affected the college football balance. To the dark side, Michigan is the Sith, and everyone else in college football are Jedi. They're cheating! That was the narrative, right? Tony Petitti. I believe there was competitive advantage here. You got ADs and coaches saying how much of an advantage people are getting, Michigan is getting, and that's why they had to let everybody know what was going on. No. You care now, Mr. Asterisk. You changed your Twitter profile to an asterisk after we won the national championship. You absolutely care. So put the meme down. You care. Right?
I cared then. I don't care now.
Only for them to let Michigan get in the title game, and the goddamn NCAA president says they want it fair and square. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, the reason why we wanted to tell everybody is so that we can make it fair for everyone, including Michigan. Well, that's a crock of shit. That's a whole crock of shit. It was least fair for us than any team that's been investigated for anything by the NCAA in the last 10 years. That's just a load of bullshit in terms of it being fair for Michigan. But the fact that some sort of competitive balance was being had, but now that you said something about it, it's completely alleviated. It was player safety before, but now it was gone the minute the NCAA said something about it. So that means even before Jim Harbaugh was suspended, this was already sewed up, which directly calls into the question why the Big Ten suspended him at all.
I think you're misinterpreting. I think the point is that the Washington game didn't have any cheating involved, or even anything since Penn State.
The Washington? No. What did he say? Why did he? I have the article right here in front of me. Why did he say he told everybody about the Michigan scheme? Why he told the Big Ten? Why they released information in an ongoing investigation for NCAA, which they never do. It's always supposed to be a gag order on an open investigation for the NCAA. They denied that in this case to tell the nation and the Big Ten. Why? Because they said then that made it even. As much of a cheating scandal as this was, it was touted as the biggest college football cheating scandal in history, is what it was touted as being. And the only thing we needed to do to fix it, not put fucking headphones in in helmets, not make it legal to sign steal. No. The only thing we need to do is say, hey, Michigan stole signs, and that makes it better for the entire college football world. We never have to talk about it again. Just give Michigan their punishment and we'll go on about our business? So you mean nothing's going to change as a result of this at all? And not to mention all of you fucking vacators and go ahead and win your natty now. They're just going to take it later. Horse shit. The fucking president just said it had no fucking advantage.
So wait. So if they do get punished, and I don't mean vacating the title, but if they do get punished, then that's
not happening. That's off the title. That's off the table. He essentially told
the
you
title is, but I'm saying if they get punished at all.
Well, they're probably going to get punished for the violation.
Oh, okay.
And I've never stood on that hill that they weren't going to get punished. The hill I stood on is that Harbaugh was going to be the coach, and that there were not going to be any vacated wins. It's just not going to happen.
I just said punishment. I didn't mean like specifically your title being vacated or anything like that.
You'll lose some scholarships, what have you. No one gives a shit about what's going on with Jay and Rashada, though, right? Nobody gives a shit about what's going on in Florida, right? Nobody cares about programs actively and openly buying players. That was always the most blatantly biased thing about all of this, is because while you're belly aching about sign stealing in a sport that most of y'all have never played, so you don't understand why reading field keys is infinitely better than getting signs pre-recorded. You don't understand how having to put all that information in your brain would slow you down and make you less effective as a player if you were actually playing based off of what you thought the offense was doing instead of what you were seeing in real time in front of you. That's how players get caught out of position all the fucking time. That's how Michigan caught Bama out of position on a pass to the running back that they faked to in play action twice. Once for a touchdown and one for a fourth down conversion that basically won us the game. Movement, eye discipline, execution works more than any sign that you can steal. But you motherfuckers have never played football past the Pop Warner level, so you don't know that. You don't know how to read a play from the guard to the back to the opposing guard. You don't know what your responsibility is as a backside backer or as opposed to a play side backer. You don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know what shoulder you're supposed to attack with. You don't know what leverage you're supposed to play with. You don't know the holes. You can't count out the holes on the offensive line, but you know Michigan cheated the last 3 years because of a sign scandal. So shove all that shit up your ass and kiss the ring, baby, because the championship isn't going anywhere, and neither is Michigan.
Where's my gift? I want it back. Anyway, you have another L that you'd like to give?
Absolutely care. Yeah.
I don't. You guys won. You won the championship.
Yeah. You still haven't paid up on our bet. Are you going to pay up on our bet tonight?
What was the bet?
I want to hear you say that we're the best.
No, it was champions.
Kings of the North is what the title was. Tell me that Michigan is king of the North right now. Pay up.
Okay. Michigan.
Let me hear it.
Michigan was the kings of the North.
Michigan is. We haven't been unseated as national champions.
Michigan
yet.
was the kings
Michigan
of the North
is the king of
until
the North.
We got Caleb Downs, Julian Sand, Will Howard, Quinshawn Judkins, Seth McLaughlin.
The only school that win championships in the off seasons are NIL schools. Is that what Ohio State is now?
No, Michigan was the king of the North. Michigan was the kings of the North.
No.
Until they lost Jim Harbaugh, JJ McCarthy, Blake Corum.
Thank you for showing yourself. Thank you for showing yourself. I appreciate it.
All right. Michigan's the king of the North.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan is the king of the North.
I was looking through the comments now.
Okay, you have another L, sir.
All right, last L is going out to Miss Rhoda, the brick lady, and Consciously.
Boom.
They can hold it together.
Wait,
They
is
can
this?
both hold it together.
Oh, I thought I had it. Whatever. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's in there. It's in the bookmarks. It's by Say Cheese.
No, I got that up.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't have Consciously's thing in there, saving there. So if you haven't heard the latest on the brick lady, surprise, surprise, the story was phony baloney. They weren't arguing over a phone number. He didn't hit her with a brick because he wouldn't give her the phone number. Apparently, according to video evidence, he didn't hit her with a brick at all. They got into a car. They got out of a car. She hit him multiple times. He hit her back with a water bottle. Now, I'm still confused as to how a fucking water bottle caused that. Unless you're talking about one of the goddamn Stanleys. Now, if he hit her with a Stanley,
Hitting her with a Stanley is crazy, yeah, for sure.
If he hit her with a plastic water bottle, I'm still not adding up how that shit looks like that. But in any case, right? So since she's caught on camera assaulting him first, making physical contact to him, threatening his person, she assaulted him, and the responding physical action was considered self-defense. And they considered the squabble to be mutual combat. Since she attempted to report this individual as an assaulter, and since she created a story that did not happen that painted this man as an abuser, not only is she being sought after for that, but also for the fact that she collected funds behind the same story on GoFundMe. Right? So she's being charged with fraud. She was going to turn herself in. She even contacted the new Black Panther Nation to help her turn herself in and protect her. She stood them up and went to fucking Jamaica.
Crazy.
So, yeah,
Crazy.
She's on the run. She's wanted for fraud, and she's kicking it in Jamaica. So, when Grace Jabari fled to Europe and didn't come back for months until right before the trial, where her bench warrant was served, we all had a problem with that, right? We all saw that very clearly for what it was. She
did some shit.
Prosecution or potential prosecution. When the lady is supposed to turn herself in by the protection of the new Black Panther Nation and the news cameras were there waiting on her and all this other shit, and then now she's posting shit in Jamaica. So now I think her L is obvious. Always knew she was lying, right? We discussed it briefly we discussed the situation on its merit briefly.
She lied before.
Attention was directed back to the person. Yeah, so there was the multiple GoFundMes. There was the other story that she told back in like 2017 about some black women jumping her, and she started GoFundMe around that and all this other stuff, right? Why isn't it that grifters never cut bait? It's when the ship is clearly sinking, and I mean having a warrant that you skipped and went to another country so that you wouldn't have to appear for is pretty close to being shot in terms of credibility. Why don't they cut bait? Why do you drive yourself into this box to where now only thing you can do is double down and double down again, double down, and lose your rent at the casino? Why do y'all do this? I understand that there's paper in this. I understand you can get paid to pander, boy. And if that is your formula, far be it on me to tell you to do something else, man. Get it however you fucking live. But the one thing you got to still maintain throughout your performance is credibility. It's someone who has proven themselves to be uncredible or non-credible,
or incredible.
it is not incumbent on you to try and reformulate or restructure the situation to fit what you're already going with. Fam, the act of her hitting the man first makes that an assault. Period. Done. Donezo. Don't matter what he said to her, don't matter what the context was. The minute she put her hands on that man, she lost all rights to calling herself a victim. That is the law.
Agreed.
Now, there still is a question of equal and reactive force. He's a man. He's bigger. She's not the smallest girl in the world, so I'm sure that played a factor. But again, this has all been reviewed by a independent news source and the police, and they both came to the same conclusion. It would have been one thing if the police were completely lying, and then the reporter would have came out and been like, that's what the police said, but that's not what the footage shows, or that's not what we saw in the footage. No, they're both saying the same thing. They seen the security footage, where there was none before when she was telling her story. They saw her hit him first. They saw her hitting multiple times. They saw him respond with a slap, not with a brick, but a fucking bottle. Those are some pretty material details that she just blatantly lied, not misrepresented, not confused, not mixed up. Lied. He hit me because I wouldn't give him my phone number. Horse shit. You got in the car with that man. He can't be that mad over not getting the number. You was already in the car with him. You mean you waited to get in his car and then tell him you didn't want to get his number and then he got mad at you? Never been in a situation like that, so I'm sorry, I can't relate. I don't understand how that could be.
Especially...
You weren't romantically interested in this man. Why did you leave the club with him and get in his car? But she's allowed to do whatever she wants. She's grown. She don't have to want to be with the man just because she got in the car. But one thing she can't do is get out of the man's car and put her hands on him.
Sure.
Because it's against the law. Here go consciously. Well, they did say that she was assaulted, but she wasn't assaulted with the brick. Damn, if I go to the police and say somebody hit me with a brick because I wouldn't give them my number, and it turns out they just smacked me back with the water bottle in their hand because I had hit them repeatedly, that can materially changes the entire scope of the situation. You just went from being a victim of an assault and potential further damage, maybe even attempted murder with a deadly weapon, to you now are the assaultee. Assaulters.
And that was self-defense.
Completely changes the standard of proof as well. Because all you have to prove for self-defense is that you felt that you were in fear of bodily damage or harm.
And if there's a video of you being hit.
Been hit twice, I said you well beyond that threshold. She can't even claim self-defense because she hit first. Like, let it go, fam. You're going to nuke your platform. You're going to have to rebrand and become a black conservative.
Yeah, my whole problem with the Conscious Lee thing was that
cut your locks and become a black conservative.
He didn't understand why this is fraud. Fam, I don't think she would have gained 42,000 if people knew the real story.
Like she can't get no money for her injuries? No, nigga, because she's misrepresenting why she's getting the money.
She told a whole ass lie. No.
It's a fucking scam. And by the very fact that this same type of situation keeps happening to her year over year over year, to have these multiple GoFundMes should be a fucking red flag with anybody with some common sense. Oh, but we just don't believe black women. I don't believe liars, and I'm not a moron or a liar myself. I'm not a dishonest person that misleads people for fucking clicks. You care so much about black people defending her, and then you reposting the chick that called us body bags a month ago.
Or if you care about black people, what about the black people that contributed to this 42,000 who is out that cash now, knowing she lied?
What about the black man that was falsely accused of abusing a black woman and only acted in self-defense? And there's video evidence to prove it.
Crazy.
In fact, he keeps using the Jonathan Majors incident to compare to this in a way to say that it is biased, because we supported Jonathan Majors when we felt like she misrepresented the fact, she being Jabari, and that he got a raw deal based on the findings of the case. In this situation, fam, the guy literally is Majors. He's literally Majors. It's literally the same situation. Jonathan Majors getting his phone back from a woman who snatched it away from him is legal self-defense in New York. You are legally allowed to use force to recover your stolen property. And in kind, apparently in, where did this happen? Minnesota? Where did this happen?
I think so. Minnesota sounds right.
Wherever this happened, it is legal to hit a woman back if she slaps you repeatedly, as long as you use equal or reactive force, as long as you don't go above and beyond.
No, she was from Houston.
Houston, that's what it was, the Houston brick lady.
Yep.
I wonder what he's going to do when the actual footage come out. That's what I'm just waiting on. Because, fam, if the police have it and this is the active case, that shit's going to be public eventually. Why do you keep I know you can read. You have over 100,000 followers. I know you can read. I know you know what the article saw. Regardless of what you said on your platform, I know you know what the article actually saw, and I know and I know you know what assault is. And because I know you know that, I know you know that the likelihood of this video being made public is very likely. Why would you continue to stake your reputation on something that you are only going to be proven even further a grifter? Like, it's not going to get any better. This case is not going to turn on its head and find out that the police completely it's not going to happen, because it's what the witnesses that were actually at the spot were telling us the whole time. When y'all found the dudes that supposedly didn't protect her, they told y'all she was a fucking troublemaker. She was hitting the dude, and she started all of that shit. And there was no brick. They never saw a brick. And lo and behold, now the police have the evidence that that is the case. So now, how far are you going to drive this stake into the ground, fam? How far are you really going to go with this?
I don't know, fam.
Embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.